You might be coming in, as a graduate. Forget about whatever it is you're doing back home. Forget about it. Leave it at the airport. Because the truth is, when you get to the UK, it will humble you. When you come here, it will humble you. You will start from the scratch. Except people are not telling you the truth. Most of the people that came here and are now settled now with good job started with a humble beginning. They started with a very humble beginning. So when you're coming, drop all those your executive jackets, your executive chair, those executive, leave it. Manager, drop it. Director, leave it. Because the UK will humble you. In the UK, there's dignity in labor. People don't really care what you do. As long as it is legal, there's dignity in labor. Be ready to get on all these menial jobs. Be ready to get on. Back home, we don't do much of the jobs that are handy here. When you come in newly, be ready to get on any kind of job that can pay your bills. Be ready to start with any legal kind of job that can pay your bills. For example, the health sector. It's very easy for you to get on a care job. You can start there. I've heard a lot of people say, no, I cannot do care, no, I cannot do it. All right. When you spend a month, spend 2 months, nobody will tell you. Nobody will tell you. You will get on that job. Because you've got bills to pay. You've got bills to pay. You will get on that job. I mean, there's dignity in labor. Here, nobody cares whether you're a cleaner or whatever it is. I mean, be ready to get on any kind of job. One, you could easily get on a care job. You could easily get on a factory job. You could easily work in supermarkets, stores, sales job. Well, for people that don't mind the pub, bar attendants, or attendants, all those little kind of jobs, you could easily get into it to start with while you look for your career job, because you need to pay your bills. You need to pay your bills. So in my own case, the very first job I got in the UK is a care job. I started as a carer. I picked it up and I was earning the minimum wage. But I was happy doing it. I remember when I got my very first check, my very first pay. Oh my God. I'm so happy that, so now I'm earning in pounds, not naira. I really have appreciated it. I valued it because it is my sweat. I don't care. Yeah, it was a care job. I did it and it was paying my bills. Well, I started as a carer. I kept moving. I was focused. I knew what I wanted. Gradually, I got an offer. I got contracts at the university to teach. And I started teaching. And I moved from the minimum wage to more than over 200% increase in my pay rate. It's amazing moving from minimum wage of about £9 per hour to £21 per hour. It was a huge difference. And then I got offered to work as a researcher. Amazing. So the point I'm trying to make here is, do not despise humble beginning. If you're coming here and you're coming like this, like executive, manager, you might struggle because those jobs don't come handy, especially if you have not studied here. So you need to start, from a humble beginning. Most importantly, get a job that can put food on your table. Have something doing, and then keep looking for that ideal job that you want. You will eventually get it. You will eventually get it. So you want to think about your tuition fee, plan towards it. It's a lot of money. But the good news is, in some universities in the UK, they allow you to pay instrumentally, which is good. You also have your 20 hours to work, so you can make some money and pay. You only need to plan yourself. Now, if you're someone who is not lazy, you will pay your way through gradually. I promise you, I did it. Self-funded, I paid £14,000. Masters, I paid £14,000 for 3 good years. Okay, so my master's was a year and I paid £14,000. My PhD, 3 good years, I paid £14,000 per year. £14,000 per year. That is 14, 28, £42,000 for years. And then in my writing up year, which is the 4th year, I got a fee waiver. So it's a lot of money. But I did it. So if I could do it, you can do it. Yes, you can. But you need to plan your finance. You need to plan your finance. Don't build castle in the air. Don't let anybody deceive you that it's easy. It's not. You need to plan. You need to plan. You need to plan. If you know you don't have all your tuition ready, and your plan is when you get here, you want to get on a job, then be ready to take any kind of job. A humble beginning. Any kind of job that is readily available. Take it. Be ready to take it. Be ready to take it. Because the truth is, for so many of us, we started from a humble beginning. A humble beginning. With time, you will stabilize. With time, you will understand the system. With time, you will find your way around. With time, you will navigate. But coming to a new system, it is totally different from what we have back home. So prepare your mind. You will need to adapt a great deal. You will need to adjust. So you want to think about your maintenance fee. You want to think about your maintenance in terms of your accommodation, your feeding, your transportation. It costs a lot. You want to think and plan about that. Now, what about the cost of living? Let's have a look. I'm going to compare Hull to London. Average prices. Look at this. Monthly rent, one bed city, one bed, like a one bed flat. In Hall, you could get a decent one bedroom apartment for £487. But look at the equivalent in London, 1,700 plus. On a budget, on a budget, if you're not planning to spend too much, you just want to have a nice time, you want to go into a restaurant and have a decent meal. In Hall, you could spend an average of £10 and you have a really, really good time, good meal. In London, it will cost about £15 for the same thing. Now let's look at monthly gym membership for people that like exercise or sports like myself. In Hall, you can have a decent, there are so many lovely gyms, decent places where you could, subscribe to their membership. You could pay as low as £25. And then in London, £40. Look at it. Oh, you want to have a nice time at the cinema? £5, you're fine in Hall. £12.50 in London. Or you're just thinking, oh, let me just go get a pint of drink. With £3, you're cool in Hall. £5 in London. So you want to do your research, find the average prices, the cost of living. This will inform your affordability. You don't want to put yourself in a location where you start struggling. If you know you cannot afford London, don't go to London. Because the truth is you pay twice as much as you're paying elsewhere. Or maybe 150%, as you can see. Particularly your rent. Rent is crazy in London. It is crazy in London. I'm telling you the truth. So plan your location. While deciding on where to study, choose your location carefully. Consider your fees. Consider your cost of living. This is very, very important. Consider it. Transportation costs a lot, particularly if you do not, figure out the best way, to navigate that. If you come in and you're taking taxis, oh my God, in a week or two, your money is gone. Because the same place you'll be taking a taxi that will cost you like £10, you could get on the bus for as low as £2.50. You see, £10, £2.50. At the same time, you could still have a better deal. Like if you've got a lot of places you need to go, you could plan your day. You could plan your day such that you could navigate all those places in a day. And then what do? You just get a day rider. If you get a day rider, that's about £4 in Hall. In Hall. I don't know about some other locations, but let me use Hall as an example. You can get a day rider for £4, and that can take you to all the places you want to go throughout the day. So imagine you not knowing, and then maybe you need to get to like 5 places. So you get on the bus, you pay £2.50. You're coming back, you pay £2.50. You move to the next. Okay, so you get on the bus to point A, you pay £2.50. From point A to B, you pay another £2.50. From B to C, £2.50. C to D, £2.50. D to E, like that, and then back to A. By the time you go around, you might have spent even up to £20. Because you don't have the information. But with just a day rider, £4, you can go anywhere you want to go, everywhere, throughout that day. Jumping from bus to bus, from one bus to one bus, having fun all the way. So all these things, you need information. You need information. One mistake our people used to make is this: when they come, like that, you're coming into a new system, you don't know anything about it. You need to humble yourself. You need information. You need information. Because if you don't have the right information, oh my God, you could be frustrated within a couple of days or weeks. Your money can go, and then you start to struggle. I remember one day I was coming back from work, so I was at the bus station waiting to catch a bus. So I saw a lady, she's from Nigeria. I saw her. She was standing, I was looking at her smiling, but she just looked away, typical. So I kept to myself. I was like, well, all right. And then a bus came by, she jumped on it. And then she jumped down. So I thought, and then another bus came. She jumped on that bus, showed her ticket, and then she jumped down. That was the second bus. And then the third bus came on. She went on that, spoke to the driver, and then she had to get off the bus. The third one. I was still waiting. My boss wasn't, my boss had not arrived yet. So I thought to myself, this lady needs help. Why is she not asking? If you don't know, you ask. Don't be ashamed to ask. You don't know, ask. Ask. Because you could get into trouble for not asking. So I walked up to her and approached her. Do you need help? And she looked at me like, yeah. I said, all right, where are you going? So she brought out her phone and showed me, the location where she was trying to go to. And I told her, I asked her, what tickets have you got? So she showed me. I said, oh, this ticket you've got only permits you to jump on a red bus. You've been jumping on the blue buses. You can't get on the blue buses with this ticket. So if you keep jumping on the blue buses, you can't. This is a red bus ticket. So if you want, you could get a blue bus ticket which only allow you to jump on the blue buses. If you have a red bus ticket, you can only jump on the red buses. But you could also decide to have a ticket that allows you to, jump on either of those buses. That way, it's easier to move. So I told her, even these buses have numbers. So be careful, because you could jump on a red bus that is not going towards your direction and you find yourself somewhere. You need to ask questions. You need to know the buses that goes where and their numbers. So, I took time and explained to her, talked to her, and, oh, thank you. So I helped her to get on the right bus. And I told her, look, this ticket you bought is expensive. You could get a day rider, instead of, you could get a day rider, I told her, you could even download an app which even makes it cheaper for you. Your fare is cheaper. There are so many ways you could, navigate all these things and reduce your costs. But when you don't know, ask. So, and that was it. So imagine, she did it. I was there. I don't know, people don't. So, be ready to ask questions. Humble yourself. See this thing, drop it. Humble yourself. Ask questions. Ask for help when you need it. Honestly. Another thing is feeding. If you cook, you reduce your costs. If you eat out, you spend more. Not to think about that. Now, if you're bringing in your family, that might help. Because if you're bringing in a family, You as a student, you're allowed to work 20 hours. But if you have a spouse, your spouse is allowed to work full time as much as they want to. But because you are also studying, you can only work part time, 20 hours during your school, during term time, which is when the session is running, and then you can work as much as you want during holiday. So you have your spouse to work the full hours to complement whatever income is coming in. So plan that. So if you're coming and your spouse is coming, brilliant, brilliant. With your spouse working full time, you'll be able to plan your finance very well. But if you're coming alone, you need to think through it because you might not be able to work so much to meet up your bills, your tuition, your maintenance. So I hope this helps. If you're coming to study in the UK, you need to plan your finance. You don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want anybody to deceive you. It's not easy, but it's achievable. It's work. You need to plan your finance. Think about your tuition fee. Strategize. Have an action plan. How you plan to pay. You could pay instrumentally, but then where will the income come from? You need to have all that planned. Will you be working alone and sponsoring yourself? Are you self-employed? Will you be bringing your spouse? Your spouse will need to work full time to cushion your income for you to be able to, you know, survive. If you're coming alone, you need to think about it. If your spouse self-sponsored, you need to think about this. If you're on scholarship, brilliant. Auto quiz, whatever it is you want to make would be just additional income if you're on scholarship. But if you are self-sponsored, you really want to think about this and plan your finance. Planning takes a lot of planning, so you don't find yourself in a situation where it can be very embarrassing, very messy, very frustrating. So it requires a lot of planning. This video is for you. So guys, I hope I've been able to help. If you have some questions or things you would like to inquire about, you can leave a comment and I'll try to do a video to answer those questions based on my experience, based on my findings, based on what information I'm able to provide, because this differs from one location to another, but largely it would help you to make informed decisions. So I hope I've been able to drop some tips, some information that will help guide you in making informed decisions. If you have any questions or anything you want to ask, leave them in the comment section and I'll try to address it. Well, until next time, it's bye. Bye.